Okay, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Okay, some people are gonna say this is rude. I don't think it's rude. I just think I'm doing my best to help you. The following is a discussion that I had with a CS major who has a software engineering internship lined up, but is looking for advice in order to break into quantitative trading in particular. He's looking to transition from software engineering in regular business environments into software engineering or trading in the world of quant trading.
More at a top 20 university in the U.S.
Okay.
And I just signed like an offer for a software internship next summer. I was just wondering like what I guess like steps I can take or like stuff I can do to prepare for like a quant internship for
Okay.
juniors.
So is your next one going to be a quant internship, or you're saying how do I leverage that experience to do well in the next potential quant internship?
No, my next one or the one I have for the summer after sophomore year isn't be like or isn't be in software engineering at like a mid-sized company. It's not FANG, but like
Sure, that's
so
fine.
I was just wondering like how I can like I guess leverage that experience.
Cool. So the first thing is to use relevant languages. So let's just say, for example, you're going to be working with Objective-C. Probably not very leverageable, or like Ruby or something. So effectively make sure that you're using languages that are relevant, and make sure that you're using relevant technologies and are working with the kind of tertiary and secondary concepts that are also relevant for quant. So when I talk about secondary concepts, I'm thinking about like networking, computer architecture. I'm thinking about middleware like gRPC or Kafka. I'm thinking about databases like NoSQL databases and SQL databases. I'm thinking about potentially like visualization tools like Grafana, and maybe a mix of some higher level languages like C# or Python. I'm also thinking about like network traffic and network packets. So maybe you're working with PCAP files or Wireshark. And maybe you're working with like different protocols. So, exchanges aren't the only group of companies that have their own protocols for sending information. I think there are also like other I think Discord has like some, I forget what it's called, like a snowflake protocol or something. They have some weird protocol where they send data in a different format in their APIs. So effectively that communication in distributed asynchronous fashion, sending and receiving data from the server to a third party, and then also like distributed systems. So like multi-threaded distributed systems. So a system where you have microservice architecture, you have like 30 different servers, 2 of them might be communicating, the third one's communicating with the 29th one, the 29th one exists on this host, the 30th one exists on that host, and they all kind of work together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just to like I guess learn a lot of I guess like the fundamentals of how like I guess the whole like technology side like works.
Yeah.
Some
What are you going to be coding in?
to be or like for like my upcoming internship or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, the upcoming.
to be honest, I'm not exactly sure. They said like they're still like working on like the exact details. Um,
What do you
see,
do what do you do for at school?
mostly like Python and like C right now.
Okay. And do you know if you're going to be doing primarily Python there, or is it going to be like C++ or Java or C sharp?
If I had to guess, it'd probably be more I guess like C or like a little bit lower length. Not it's not really lower level, but like yeah, probably more in like C. I'm guessing.
You're going to need to like prepare for things probably like well, C, maybe C++. Are you familiar with concepts like multithreading?
No.
Okay. That's going to be important for you.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what I would do if I were you is I would try to speak to them as soon as possible and get a good cadence as to like what you can expect to be working with, and have a list of prepared questions for them. Say, hey, I'm whoever the incoming intern, and I would like to speak to person XYZ about or another software engineer, well, potentially on the team, about the tools and resources that they use. Because they might not know what you're going to be working on, but if you're going to be on a team that works in Python, you're probably going to be working on Python.
Yeah,
Right?
that definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So on a scale from like 1 to, so you've never touched C++?
Or I have a little bit, but it's not really like anything I guess like substantial.
I see. How comfortable are you in Python on a scale from 1 to 10, where 5 is average for your skill level and 10 is like amazing?
Probably like a little above average. Like I've used it with like I guess like different I guess like machine learning frameworks. Like the YOLO like image classification. I've done like some projects with that.
Okay.
It's not really anything like it's like too impressive though. But so I'm like I guess like okay. ish.
Okay, what version of Python are you using?
Python, like the newest version, Python 3.
Which is what?
I think it's 3.14. I don't exactly know the exact one.
Okay.
Uh,
Um, do you know what are some recent additions in Python?
um. To be honest, not really.
Okay. These are things that you should know. Do you know what the walrus operator is?
Um. Yeah. No.
Okay. So if you want to come in cracked, you need to go and read what the versions of Python are and what the change set is.
Okay.
So read the 3.11, 3.12 change set. I'm not even sure if 3.14's out. I mean, I'm not a Python developer. Last I checked, I was using 3.11. Maybe chat knows if 3.14's out. How do you check what version of Python you're using?
It's probably like I don't remember the exact command. There's probably some like Python like dash version, like command, right? Or like dash v.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Okay. Cool. There are a couple of like fundamental parts of Python that I think are worth noting. Are you familiar with what the global? First of all, is Python single-threaded or multi-threaded?
I haven't learned like I don't really know much about I guess like threading. Yeah, I should definitely like thanks for pointing it out. I
Yeah.
should definitely like learn about like a lot of the more like I guess like fundamental concepts. But
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to focus on. So like for example, do you know what the global interpreter lock is?
No.
They
Yeah.
didn't ask you this stuff in the interview?
No, or like my interview just for like was just like fairly basic. I just like software engineering, like interview, and it wasn't like it's not like in the quant field.
I see. Interesting. So like it was just heavily lead code?
It primarily, yeah.
Okay, because you asked, I mean, you came in asking like what they'll ask for quant, so I'm just trying to kind of field you some questions.
Okay.
And don't feel bad
Yeah.
if you don't know them, because at the end of the day, nobody knows who you are on the stream, and I'd rather you not know here than not know in an actual interview.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I really appreciate, I guess, like this opportunity for
Yeah.
like pointing, because I didn't really know like what I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thanks for.
Let me ask you this: what's your favorite Python feature?
I guess like it's kind of. I guess it's just like all the different like this might be like a little basic or like, yeah, a little dumbed down, but just like I guess all the different like I guess like it's easy of use to use a lot of different like I guess like packages or like it's really easy to like integrate a lot of different like aspects, right?
Sure. I think that's very generic. You probably want to, you're going to get asked this definitely in a quant interview, you're going to want to give something a little more specific. Because there's a lot of languages that have ease of use for packages. Right? So you might want to say something like, I think like list comprehensions are cool, or I like the way that white space is enforced because in other languages it's not, and sometimes that can be a bit of a mess, you know? So think along those lines. And so what's your familiarity with C++?
Yeah, just like I mean like I've like done like a little bit of it, but like not really. I guess like like anything like substantial, like maybe like yeah, just I mean like I can like kind of like understand code if I'm like reading it, but not really like any I guess like not really like I'm not really like familiar with it.
Okay. You're probably going to need to go on learncpp.com, and in your spare time just read a chapter a week or something. Even that's a little, but I mean, if you can do that and commit to the 25 chapters, by the end of the time you're done reading that, you're going to be cracked out of your mind, probably like more cracked than most mid-level devs.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Also, can I ask like another question?
Yeah.
Like, a little more specific. So, like I applied for the SIG sophomore discovery day program. I'm not sure if you're like familiar with that.
No.
Okay, but I essentially applied for like some like sophomore or some like sophomore program at a quant firm. And I was just wondering and like I have like a 30-minute like interview with them coming up within like the next month or so.
Yeah.
There's like a break because of the
Yeah, that
holidays.
makes sense. Yeah.
I was just wondering I guess like what stuff should I like prepare for like on the interview? Like just like probability questions or like
You're applying for the dev role, right?
this is like discovery. This is this is discovery. This is like a sophomore program for like it's for a trading position, I think.
Oh. Yeah, they're going to ask you expected value questions. Are you familiar with the concept of expected value?
Yeah, like just like I guess expected like value if you have like I guess like a function with like results, right? Like
Yeah.
what's like the
So let me ask you this. Would you rather take a bet where you can either gain $1 or lose $1 1,000 times? Or would you rather take a bet where you can either gain 1,000 or lose 1,000 once?
I mean in both instances I mean like if like the probability of like gaining and losing is the same, it should are in like the expected I guess like total money that you have at the end will be the same, but I guess for me personally I can't really I'm not really like I don't really have like that much money, like I can't really afford.
No, this has nothing to do with affordability. Let's say I gave you that much money.
Like wait, can you like restate like what you're asking?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's do it. You're gonna get a question asked like this. They're gonna say, you have $1,000. You can either take 1,000 $1 bets where you either gain or lose $1, or you can take $1,000 bet where you can either gain or lose your 1,000. You can either gain an additional 1,000 or lose your current 1,000, if that makes sense. Which would you rather take?
Okay, yeah. So I would rather. I don't really know. I guess like, what's the correct answer, but just I would rather do the like $1,001 bets because I think because I value $1,000 more, or so I don't value $2,000 2 times as much as $1,000.
You don't value. Say that again.
Or, like, because like for the bet where you like lose or gain like $1,000, like I guess I'm like considering like I guess like my net utility for the instance where I like have $2,000 and the net utility that I have when I have $0, and comparing that to like having around $1,000 and that I'll have more net utility, like if I've around $1,000 than like 50-50 chance for either of the other 2 options.
I think you overcomplicate it. I think it's a valiant effort, but effectively it comes down to variance.
Okay.
The expected value is the same, but the variance is different.
Yeah.
So essentially you want to minimize your variance. And that minimum variance case is in the dollar case. It's the law of large numbers and central limit theorem.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, they're going to ask you those sorts of questions. So Bayesian statistics, you need to get that down.
Okay. Do you think like it would be mostly like I guess like also I was just wondering if you know like what like it's like a phone interview. I was wondering if you had any like idea I guess like on from past experience what like 30-minute like phone interview would look like. Would it just be like all like tech questions or just like some like behavioral as well and then like a couple tech questions?
Okay, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Okay, some people are going to say this is rude. I don't think it's rude. I just think I'm doing my best to help you. And your cadence is going to be a turnoff for the interviewer. Because you're saying like a lot. Those are filler words, and when you say that, it signals underconfidence. Nobody wants to hire somebody that sounds underconfident. So you might have the answer, but if you're using filler words, that's going to be like a big no-no. And why do I say that? 70% of communication is not what you say, it's how you say it. I was mocked interviewing somebody for a technical round, and this guy was super smart, like Amazon background, but the amount of times he said like to me it was just like it was outrageously high, and just off that he would have not passed the vibe check. So a phone interview, a lot of the time, if it's non-technical, it's a vibe check, it's behavioral. Focus on your story. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to be into quant? Why do you want to work at IMC? Why do you want to work at SIG or whatever? Okay?
Yeah.
From the technical perspective, it's going to be a lot of those probability questions, those sequence questions. They're going to ask you, for example, let me ask you this. You have a coin. You have a coin. Okay?
Okay.
You flip it once. What is the probability you get heads?
50%.
Okay. You have 2 coins. You flip both of them. What is the probability you get heads?
Like on either coin,
On either coin.
75%.
Okay. You have 2 coins. What's the probability that both are heads?
25%.
Okay. You have 3 coins. What's the probability that 2 of those 3 are heads?
Exactly 2 of those 3.
Yeah.
It's 3. It would probably be like 3 out of 8, right? So it's 37.5%.
Okay. So those are the sorts of questions that you might get asked. Okay. Combinatorics, maybe some permutations, some sequences. So let me ask you this. You have a number 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. What's the next number?
64.
Okay. What's a Poisson distribution?
It's a distribution to model the expected, I guess, number of some occurrence in some, like, I guess, like, time based on some, like, given rate for it to occur.
Yeah, that's a relatively good definition for being asked that on the spot. Usually it's used to like model wait times, for example. You might, for example, maybe model the wait times at like a grocery store or something, and the amount of people that leave after a certain wait, if their wait time gets too large or something. So yeah, no, that was pretty good. Okay, let me think of other technical stuff that they might ask you. What sort of trading project do you have in your pocket?
I have not really done any projects with trading, so yeah, that's kind of like part of the reason why I'm like on here. So I'm just like wondering if I'm guessing the answer is yes, but
yes for what? Sorry.
Like developing like some kind of trading project, because I don't really have any, I guess, experience.
Yeah, you would definitely need one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like for trading like projects, like I guess like kind of like how like what is like something like I guess like what's something like I guess like
remember though, don't say like, just pause if you need to.
What is like a trading project that you think like a recruiter would think is impressive? Or
so most recruiters don't go deep into the project. They look at it and see, does it align with kind of the key themes that they're looking for? And then the interviewer will go deep. So effectively, if you have something like, go on Optiver's website, for example, and look at the key themes that they're looking for in a candidate. One of those key themes, for example, is can work under pressure, can work with big data, has experience modeling risk, right? Those are all going to be key traits. And if your project or resume has something related to those keywords, they're going to pick up on it and then pass it on to like the senior dev or whatever.
all right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since you mentioned that I stutter, or like not stutter, but like also just like have a lot of filler words. I'm trying to be like more conscious of it, but
That's good. That's good, because usually because this is the thing. I would rather I tell you than you not pass the screen for it, and then nobody ever tells you, and then you just keep failing resumes because you don't interviews because you don't pass the vibe check based off your cadence. Because if you ask for feedback, they're probably gonna say cultural fit or whatever was not right. But effectively, if you're stuttering the entire interview, it's just not appealing, you know. And listen, I'm not saying that somebody should be judged for that. I'm the opposite. I don't care. But unfortunately, there are some people that do care. So I'm just saying, just be a little cognizant about it. And I think within a week, you can get those words out of your vocab.
That sounds good. Yeah, thanks for I guess like all your help.
Yeah.
For this, I have some other things I want to do, but yeah, thank you so much. I guess,
Yeah.
for this opportunity to talk. And
Now, there's gonna be people that say I was toxic, rude, a bully, mean. Was I any of those things on this call?
I kind of prefer that you were like I think you were like to the point, which I think and which I really appreciated.
Okay.
This.
So you think it was a healthy, productive call?
Yeah, I definitely appreciated these couple minutes.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye. Guys, there's still going to be people in the YouTube comment section like, he was so mean, he was so rude and abusive, and he's a He hits children and punches cats in the face. I just know it. But okay, those people just have mental issues. We can't help them. If somebody thinks they can do a better job than me at helping candidates secure offers and internships, feel free to start your own show. Okay, next person.